Pebbles, and welcome to Just Look Up, a Positively Pebbles podcast. Life is not easy. It's challenging, it's frustrating, and can be downright disheartening. But it's also full of beautiful people, moments, and experiences. Need more of that? Well, just look up. Happy New Year, and thank you all so much for being here. Now let's get right into today's episode with my Peb Talk. And today I want to talk about boredom. While I was looking up activities to do with my little pumpkin, who's now 20 months old, I came across an article about the benefits of boredom in children. It said that it helps them to manage frustration, to regulate emotions, develop planning strategies, and to problem solve. Boredom also fosters creativity, self-esteem, and original thinking. And then that got me thinking, if that's the case for children, I'm sure it's the same for adults. Think about it. When was the last time that you allowed yourself to get bored, to do nothing and just be? Most of us have that knee-jerk reaction to just grab our phones to fill up the time. I'm no expert on the topic, but it appears to me that the problem isn't boredom, it's what you do when you feel bored. If you didn't have the phone to reach for, what else would you do to fill that time? Last week, I talked about using 2026 to not just make resolutions, but to give permission slips. So maybe this year, give yourself permission to be bored, permission to get to a place where you can tap into that feeling and see what happens. Maybe even seek out boredom. I don't know about you, but I like the idea a lot. I feel like it could help me uncover more of the creativity that I've actually been craving these days. So the next time you're experiencing that feeling of boredom, don't push it away, lean into it and see what comes back to you. You just may be pleasantly surprised. Thank you for coming to my Peb Talk. Let's get into some good news. I love this story so much. So there was a teacher of 30 years, and she shared her secret of changing the lives of, quote unquote, that kid in school. That kid is the student who teachers hear about before the school year even begins. They already have a reputation. Now, this teacher does something unexpected. She visits their former teachers and asks them one question. I know they were difficult, but what's something good about them? She wants to understand them. Sometimes it's, he's a good football player, she's a talented artist, or they're a good singer. Then, on the first day, she greets them with, I've heard about you. The kid then kind of braces for a lecture about not causing trouble in their class. And instead, the teacher would say something like, oh, you're the great artist that I've heard about. Instantly, their whole face changes because for once, an adult heard something good about them. She then tells them if they keep it up all week, she's going to call or email their parents with good news. Most of them never had a positive phone call home. It was always bad news. She said that she once talked to a mother who actually cried and told her that her child is 13 and no one has ever said a nice thing about him. For the rest of the year, that boy spent the year trying to earn another good news call. She says that good news is powerful. Being seen for something good is powerful, and that lesson goes far beyond the classroom. She says that finding the good isn't just for teachers working with quote-unquote troubled students. It can transform families, friendships, workplaces, and every part of life. And that's your good news. Time for Pebbles from the Past, where I read snippets of past journal entries. And today's entry is from the pretty recent past, November 30th, 2025. And I wrote, life is messy. That's actually part of the beauty of it. It's okay. And I wrote that on the very first page of a new journal that I had bought. The journal was actually a companion journal to a book called The Book of Alchemy. It's a beautiful journal that I kept holding on to because I didn't want to, ruin it with my messy thoughts. I do that with a lot of journals that I buy. I just save them and I have tons of them. And I want to make sure that I would actually use this one. And so far it's working. Writing that on the very first page gave me permission to be messy, to not have perfect penmanship or thoughts, to get it wrong. As I said, life is messy. Why should I expect anything different from my journal? And the messy parts are part of the beauty of life. Those messy parts are where we learn and we grow and we experience life challenges. And it's okay. Once we allow ourselves to expose and embrace those messy parts of our lives, the contrasting beauty of it is bound to shine through even more brightly. So whether in a journal, on social media, or in our everyday lives, remember, life is messy. It's part of the beauty of it, and it's okay. Time for one last look up. And as we stand at the start of a new year where people are making resolutions and setting goals, I want to encourage you to slow down a little. It's only natural to want to dive headfirst into the new year, but we've all just come off a busy holiday season that for most of us was pretty stressful. It was a lot. And add on top of that the winter season, which can often feel heavy and tiring. Setting goals and making resolutions can be great motivators, but there's no rule that says we have to start on January 1st, and if we don't, we just give up. A year is 365 days, whether it's from January 1st to December 31st, or from January 20th, 2026 to January 19th, 2027. Take the pressure off of yourself and give yourself time to breathe and really think about what you want to accomplish in the next 365 days. Make your own rules and give yourself the gift of kindness. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode and another new year of Just Look Up. It's the companion podcast to my weekly Positively Pebbles newsletter that comes out every Sunday morning. All the details are in the show notes. I'm Pebbles, and until next week, choose boredom, choose goodness, choose kindness, and just look up.